about 16 degrees out tonight. Feels pretty nice compared to what we've had for the last week or two. And figured I'd take the opportunity tonight and get out and do a little work on the kindling box. So keep in mind with this, guys, I'm definitely no woodworking expert. My tools definitely show that. A lot of the projects I've done in the past when it comes time to woodworking is a lot of rough carpentry type stuff. We lived in a lot of starter homes, and with that is entailed gutting rooms and basically rebuilding things. So I haven't done a ton of like furniture type stuff. So a lot of my tools are very lacking, so I'm doing a lot of improvising and making do with what I have. So I wanted to show you guys a couple of the troubles that I've ran across. One is just my limitation of tools. I don't have a planer or anything like that. I do have a hand plane, but I didn't really think this project through very well. I just figured I'd go out, mill up some boards, cut them, and go from there. So when I did my first original cuts, I was cutting them at 1.5 inches. And I believe these are 16 inches and probably about 10 inches there. So this is a pretty solid chunk of wood, and you have 2 of these on both ends. This box is going to weigh quite a bit. And now I've wanted to go back and readjust for that. And if I were to do this with a hand plane and say I took 1/2 inch off this, I mean, that would be quite a bit of work. So I'm just going to go with that and just use this as a lesson learned. The other thing too is, like I mentioned, I wasn't quite sure whether I should let this wood dry at all, or if I should just kind of go for it. And I brought the stuff inside. You know, it's obviously a lot drier with the wood heat and everything inside, and these boards are starting to get just a little bit cupped. So I wanted to point out one last little struggle here that I had, and when it came time to doing these handles. I drilled them out. I used a jigsaw to cut around here, but one thing that seemed to happen to me is that blade would flex a little bit. I mean, these boards are pretty thick, so I wouldn't get a very square cut. So I ended up having to go in with some chisels. I ended up using a knife to help clean things up, and it's definitely got that handmade type look now, which obviously adds some nice character to it. So if you guys got a tool that probably would have been better to cut this with, you know, I'd encourage you to leave a comment below. I'm definitely no woodworking guy. You know, this has been quite the project. It's been real eye-opening. When I first started mentioning doing one of these kindling boxes, some of you guys mentioned going over and checking out Wrangler Star's channel. And I'll tell you what, I've got some respect for that guy. He did, I think, almost that whole project with hand tools. Here I am using power tools, and it's just been a struggle. You know, boards are kind of moving on me. I'm trying to find ways to get things done a little bit more efficient. And you know, it's really made me have a lot of respect for him, as well as, you know, some of the guys that, you know, used to do this. You know, your great grandfathers and stuff that would do a lot of this stuff all with hand tools, and it's just amazing. It really makes you appreciate those items so much more. You know, one of these days I need to go down and talk to my neighbor. I've really wanted to go down and make a little video on his pole, or not his pole barn, but he's got a little kind of workshop that's right off his house. He's got all these old hand-hewed boards that hold this building together. That building's got just a great story. They had housed some people in it during the Great Depression, and there's just a lot of cool stuff around that building. So one of these days I'll have to go down and talk to him, see if I can make a little video on it or something. I think you guys would enjoy it. I know I would enjoy it to find out more about just a little bit I know right now. It's just a real treasure. So anyways, I'm going to get this stuff cleaned up a little bit more, and then we will hopefully get this nailed together tonight.